Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good morning, everyone. The servers are live. We are in the game. It is about time, and it is time for some action. Now that things are finally up and live, we are gonna try and give this a shot. It's taken a minute just to get things working, but that's how maintenance days work. Let's see here. I was looking at some of the new cards that we have available to us in this new format, and I am absolutely thrilled by the prospects that we have with the new cards. We have the Suicide Squad, and that is going to be very, very interesting. Oh, it's good to see you. Good to see you. Can you hear me okay? I'm thinking we need to lead with something a little bold, a little crazy, something that just screams. Maybe not him. Hmm. Oh, we're going to have a hard time deciding on what cards to run, aren't we? I think we'll drop Freeze. Get the dead shots in there. Go for one Kite Man. Do we want to run the jailbreaks? Do we want to run the jailbreaks? No, we'll go without. So, with the advent of this new format, we are encountering an issue. Because some of the strongest Arkham inmate cards are summoned by an action. You get your Tweedledee, your Tweedledums. They're not actually in your deck at the time that you play them. And one of the strongest cards that we have available to us in this format is Welcome to Task Force X, which makes all your cards into Suicide Squad members. And that's going to be an issue. Because at the end of the day, if you're running a Suicide Squad deck and you're summoning cards that aren't in your deck, they're not going to be affected by Welcome to Task Force X. This presents a bit of an issue when trying to merge these two archetypes. I'm not sure yet if they're compatible. And that's part of what we're going to be finding out today. So the Tweeds here, they're great in Arkham Inmates, but I'm not sure if they're necessarily going to be the right choice here. Let's see. Squaddies. No, that's too generic. Task Force. I can't do a $sign. A bit generic, but we can always change the name later. Oh, that feels good. That feels good. Being recognized for all that progress I made right at the start. Let's get us some packs. See if we can get something nice. What we got? What we got? Oop, oop. Blue, blue, purple, purple. Ooh, I needed a second Sinestro. Not bad, not bad. Just slightly above average, but you know what? Not bad. I'm seeing some things I didn't have. Hey, nice, nice, nice. Martian Manhunter. Didn't have one of him yet. Ooh. I needed a second Nick. One of the things that I find really fun in these kinds of games is to go with the free-to-play approach, because when you have an inherent limitation, you have to get a lot more creative in your deck building. Sometimes this can be a little too restrictive depending on the game. Ooh, that's gonna be fun. That's a meme in the making. Now, some games, the free-to-play option's a bit too restrictive to really have too much fun going at it. But here, I think they've struck a great balance. Ooh, nice, 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 nice. Got an emote. That would be the gold that we just got, I think. Yeah. I gotta say, it really speaks to just how devastating the 90s were. That whenever you get a game like this, they always have to give Joker the crowbar. I mean, I get it. He killed a kid, and the kid came back, and the kid was like, "Yo, Batman, why'd you let him kill me? I'ma kill him." I get it. But wouldn't it be great if he just had, like, a flower, some toxin, something that just really speaks to him specifically? I don't know. I don't hate what they got. Don't hate it. Don't hate it. But it feels half-baked. This right here is one of the new cards. You get it by playing the new comic that was made available. You create a boomerang in your hand. It deals 3 damage to a leader, and if you have this guy on the field still, it comes back to your hand, because as it turns out, boomerangs come back to your hand. Gotta love it, gotta love it. Ambush Bug still playing a vital role in the early game. Absolutely devastating in its ability to trade with relative ease. That's going to be a great value once he attacks into Hugo Strange here. Oh, well, there you go. Going to pop that, going to pop that. Or he's going to activate the skill here, get a Batarang. Let's see what he's going to do. He's got options. That's the nice thing about Batman. You always have options. Okay, he's going to opt for the value. That's a smart choice. Smart choice. I would do the same. Now here we have a risk, and I'm going to take it. Didn't necessarily pay off, but we'll see. I was hoping that it would discard the boomerang, but instead we discarded punchline. That means that we'll have one less firepower on our turn, but that's okay. That's okay. Ah, that's right. I am currently on the DC Dual Force official Discord, and the person that I'm playing against recognized me. It's weird being recognized in a Discord over a completely different format. But you know what? That's just the nature of these kinds of games when you have a smaller community. Ooh, no luck, no luck. We did not get the Firestorm. We are not having a great opener. That would be Shazam into here, these two attack here, that would be game, or one attacks and then his effect goes off, and that would be game for Luther. This is tricky. Unless he can out the Joker here, I think we still have options. But it's going to be tricky. He might have a arrest, at which point we lose. I shouldn't have put that there. The Firestorm's going to kill it. That was a mistake on my part. That's okay, that's okay. You know, that's just the nature of these games. You live and learn, you make mistakes. I will be right back. I just gotta check on something real quick. Alright, we are back. We are back. Alrighty, let's see if we can get our luck back with this match. We are facing someone using General Zod and Doomsday, so that means that we are facing a rushdown deck of the greatest proportions. This guy right here, he's new, he's got Superman's ability, but he costs one more, and he has access to the powerful Tyranny cards instead of the Might cards, which are also powerful, but in a different way. He has a cost one more, and whenever he activates it, cards in this row kneel before Zod. This is going to be a very quick match. We're either going to win outright or we're going to lose outright. There's no in between with a deck like this. It's going to be very rushdown oriented. It's going to be very buff oriented. And I am not liking this opener. Not at all. This is very scary. Nope, nope, nope. I am not a fan. Okay, that's going to get rid of one of their big buffs, but that's not going to get rid of all of them. It's going to be an issue here, but we have our potential for a comeback. Depending if they have any firepower, they could potentially kill this Killer Frost, or if they have anything that goes fast, that could be an issue. Because they have Amanda Waller on field, that's a new card. And whenever a Suicide Squad member gets killed, she adds a new one to your hand. Punch and Julie, which were previously only Arkham inmates, are now in the Suicide Squad because of current classifications. You know, actually, do I have them in my deck? If not, I should. This isn't shaping up well. They had a very strong opener and we have a very weak one. We have lots of cards that aren't meant for this early in the game. But we're going to have to work with what we have. And before we can use his ability, Luthor is down. Cheetah does not get her adrenaline ability because they still have cards in hand. But that means I am guaranteed to at least take 6 damage, and given that both leaders have their skills, I lose this turn. And that's game. Not a problem, not a problem at all. Let's see if we can adjust this. Make sure I have Punch and Julie. I think I added them, but I might have misconsidered their new status as Suicide Squad members. Let's see. No, they're not in the deck. We need to fix that. I'm not sure I like running so many one-ofs. But we'll see how things go. Trading Savannah for the Brainiac join so we can get more cards on field turn 1. Change the card back to something a bit thematic. Get the girls on squad. And let's see what we can do here. Let me know if I'm coming across alright. And the game has crashed. And it has uncrashed. Okay, we're good, we're good, we are good. Alright, it looks like I'm coming across okay with the audio, but the game, for some reason, isn't actually being read. The feed is coming across, but the sound is. I'm not entirely sure why that is. Can anyone confirm? Can you actually hear the game? Well, I'm not entirely sure if my OBS is projecting the audio. I'm not sure why that would be the case, but if that ends up being the case, I will have to make some adjustments, and if that so be, then so be it. Ooh, it looks like we might be facing a mirror match. Wouldn't that be exciting? Competition is going to be very stiff today because this is patch day, the beginning of a new season. You're going to have everyone who's currently in the gold ranks. You know, the legend, as it was in Hearthstone. You're going to have everyone in the same place. This is not a good opener. I have too many golds in hand. This is bad. This is bad. He's going to be able to evenly trade. No, he's going to get advantage with this if he can trade two. But given his setup, I think he might be going for something a bit more aggressive. We'll see, we shall see. I actually fully suspect that Amanda Waller here might be good for a control deck based off of how you build her, because the ability to recycle units effectively is very powerful in the early game. That's game. No bones about it. We did not get a good opener. They got a pretty decent one. Ultimately, when you're playing in a ladder-based format, the objective isn't necessarily to win every game. It's going to be to play as many games as you can, because a luck streak speaks more volumes in this kind of format than consistency. Mind you, if you're consistently winning, you will climb the ladder, of course. But who knows? That's just a theory I heard one time ago. I'm not entirely sure how much it pertains to the current status of this game. Let's see here. 1 silver in hand. That's not bad. We'll keep it. That's going to allow us. Oh, Riddler. This is going to be difficult. This is going to be difficult. I'll give him that. That's a bad card for him to be having turn 1. Get Boomerang in hand. I'm not entirely sold on Captain Boomerang and his magic returning boomerang, but as it stands, he is an available unit in the category that plays into the rush down strategy that the deck seems to be promoting. Though I get the impression that the firepower based variant isn't necessarily going to be the strongest approach. That hurts. That hurts giving him that this early on, but this should do some damage. Good. Okay. took out his Riddler. That is the main objective that we wanted to see. This is going to go down this turn. There's no question about that. Punchline is dying, whether it be via Hugo Strange or Timothy Hunter here. They'll certainly do it. I actually have somewhat of a disadvantage against this kind of format, against this kind of deck, because they have a very, very big emphasis on board clears, and if there's anything that this deck does well, it's set up boards to be cleared. Welcome to Task Force X. We don't want to play the boomerang right now. That's not going to further our game state. Let's protect Luther. That might not be the right call. Joker has less health. That is unideal. That is literally the worst outcome that we could have hoped for. Joker is going to go down soon. If they have the ability to draw cards this turn, Joker goes down. Because Ivy's going to summon the vines, and whenever you draw cards while you have vines on board, Joker's down. What are we going to do? No, I don't think there's any coming back from this board. That's game. I'm not having any luck with this build. I'm going to need to get a little bit more insight into how the new cards work before I can really make things happen, I think. And the game has crashed. I'll wait for it to respond, see if it uncrashes, and if not, well, we're going to have a problem, aren't we? The game has decided it is not crashing today. Match found, match found. Let's see if we actually get into it. We are in. Don't want any of that. That's much better. Oh, but we are not going first. That is presenting us with a conundrum. We need something on board. So we'll play a Black Mask. Even though he has the ability to snowball, he's currently a 3/3 unit, and that's all that matters. Got a dead card in hand with the Appetite for Conquest. And that's a good trade. Harvey doesn't get his ability, but that's okay for them. They just need things on board. Get Black Mask, summon the Clayface. Clayface is one of those cards that has great potential for snowballing too. But if we just have one of the snowballs on board, we have great potential. That being said, Nightshade into Clayface will be a good trade, Harley into Black Mask, and they will both be dead, but we have to work with what we have. Let me know if the audio is coming through. I currently am not reading it on OBS, so I'm not entirely certain if I am actually being heard right now. Gonna hold off playing the ventriloquist right now. That might be a mistake, but we'll see. We shall see. Black Manta on board. Black Manta on board. They are gunning for Ivy. Jesus Christ. What do I even do against that? You know, when I actually play this game by myself, I actually do really well. I'm not entirely sure why I seem to have such bad luck whenever I stream. What a good hand. And that's game. I literally do not have a response to that because if either of these die, he takes 2 damage. Or I take 2 damage, rather. Yeah, no, that's game. I cannot respond to that. I am not having much luck right now. This one's a bit of a meme deck, but I'm honestly kind of at a bit of a loss right now. I'm not entirely sure how to approach this. How am I going to do this? I never was a fan of the belt. I quite like Superman when he has the like the strongman pants. I know it's kind of a weird look from a contemporary standpoint, but it's a classic, and the historical basis for it is quite charming, in my opinion. But that's just me. I understand it looks strange to most. Not sure I'd play them in that order, but okay. It's valid, it's valid. Harley at minimum is a 3-3. She trades well just by that fact alone, but she gets a buff whenever a Suicide Squad member dies. And as per their name, they're quite good at that. The Tweeds are down. Board wiped. Board wiped. Tweeds tweeted. Let's see. Batwing, Batwing. What do we get? Let's get some more draw in. Need resources. As it currently stands, Batwing's going to be able to trade evenly with these two. That would be a 1-to-1 value. But with Zod having his ability on board, I suspect he's going to use that to attack into Batwing, then swipe with these two in Harley for 7 damage. He might have more. Considering he has his gold token now, he might have a bazooka in hand, at which case he'd be able to start wailing on Luthor. No, he's going to trade evenly. Then use Zod and Harley for Batman. Makes sense. So he's going to choose getting rid of Batman over saving the Tweeds. That's... Oh, that explains it. Starro summons bronze units from your opponent's deck. Not a great board, but it's hard to argue with the value. Get rid of the Black Mask in case he has some synergy there. Summon Alfred. That should potentially buy us some time. It's going to get us gadgets in the form of bandages, so we can summon Batwing and capitalize on that. Tear gas on Sinestro. To what end? To what end? Okay, the Hatterie's going for cards. I'm not sure I agree with the tear gas play. Okay. I see. That saves his Starro a little bit of health. I'm not sure I agree with that necessarily, but I understand where he's coming from there. Get Mr. Terrific on board. Just stat, 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 stat. Because he's got appetite for conquest, we'll play a Brainiac drone. It's got 0 health, so it dies immediately. We'll play a Speedy. That'll be useful next turn, but for the moment, let's just get rid of that guy. And you. Goodbye, Harley. Let's see what he's got up his sleeve. A black mask, okay. And a Bane. That's a very, very big boy. It's going to be difficult to deal with. But I see options, potentially. Are they good, though? Let's do this. We'll arrest him, hit that, summon Fantastic. Terrific, not Fantastic. Go into a drone, and work from there. So one of these cards is going to be the Bane that I just arrested, but the other two are an anomaly. Depending on what he has, we might be in for a penny. I have no idea what that means. Does that sound like it made sense? I have no idea. Man bet. Mr. Turif. Oh, he's not going for the... Okay, he was going for the big one. He's going to trade with Harley then. What's your game plan? Walling up. Okay. Interesting. Pop that. And you know, walling up does not sound like a bad move. Let's summon Mercy to limit your options and see if we can force you to attack with Zod. That wouldn't be a bad play, would it, attacking Zod into Mr. Terrific? Because he doesn't actually take any damage when he attacks with Zod because he's invincible when he activates his skill. So he's definitely planning on attacking with Zod. There we go. I'm not sure if there's supposed to be an animation there, but I don't actually see one. And sometimes animations just don't play, so it might be a bug. I'm not certain. I have the card advantage, so there's no reason to go into more. Let's summon Black Beetle and Batwing, establish board. Heal for 1. And pop Bane. Maybe I should have held on to that bandage. Ultimately, so long as I have 1 health, that's all that matters. Attack with that. Attack with that. Put an evade on my Luthor so he can sustain one attack. Summon a guard. And end turn. I'm not sure why he's holding on to cards when he's got Harley. Your whole incentive... Oh, there we go. Maybe he just had bad hands. Who knows? Awesome. Black Beetle's down. He gets added back to the deck. We will seek a friend in high places. Let's go with Metron. Because I used friends in high places, Metron gets a buff. And we might deck out this game. Do you have a response to Metron on board? Let's see, 369. So, with what we see right now, no, but we might have an answer in his hand. We do. We do. But only if he could KO something, so not quite. Let's arrest that. Put down a mercy. That way he has to kill the mercy to get him on active, to pop the Metron, at which point we can just summon our second Metron. But he might want to do something else. Nope, nope, that's the play. Seven, 10, 13, or attack with 1, then go for 10 damage. What's your end game here, friend? Are you going to trade your Deathstroke? Yes, you are. Summons a Hatter. We have no intention of drawing more cards. But I have them anyway, so I might as well. And I have them anyway, so I might as well. Pop that. Pop that. Summon that. And if I summon Alfred, he's just going to die. If I summon Prometheus, he's going to die, but he's going to trade well. Let's summon Black Beetle. Get another card in deck when he dies. King Shark is a shark. And that's game. I lose. Let's go for some Green Lanterns. Maybe that'll perform. Get the task done. Strive for victory and all that it entails. You with me, game? You all crash this time? Doesn't look like it. Don't want the living lightning in hand quite yet. What Green Lantern will we get? For those unaware, when you play Hal Jordan on your first turn, he adds a Green Lantern to your hand. The reason why you want to play Hal Jordan when you're using Green Lantern decks other than that is because Green Lanterns use a resource when you play them. One of these, little bronze tokens, and he adds an additional one onto your board. So he enables their playstyle. He's also good as a generic rushdown option because most early game cards, by virtue of being early game, are bronze. Let's put a batarang in you. And attack into that man. Jordan got the buff. Love to see Air Jordan. What's your play, friend? What's your play? It looks like he has a lot of cards in hand, but you have to remember that some of these are going to be gadgets. One of them, de facto, is going to be a bandage. Superman into Boz? Is that it? Or are you going aggro? Into Boz. We have a player here who sees the value in value plays. Now, we're going to see what makes this deck spicy. Add the bronze, play the lantern. Activate Batgirl, play him again. Hal Jordan has 18 health now. What are you going to do against my Simon Boz with 9 health? Are you going to wait until you have a better answer, or are you going to trade into him? That's a good answer. Ignore him for now. Not a bad call, not a bad call. Let's get Detective Chimp on board. I'm going to assume you play Brenda Velbricchio. No? Okay. If I summon them, they won't get the buff because he's not playing an Anarchy or Tyranny. Let's arrest Superboy. Do you have a gold unit in hand? Are you planning on playing a gold unit today, sir? Let's see. At the moment, Detective Chimp has his evade still. That means that the first time he would be attacked, he is not attacked. At which point, the evade goes away. Gotham Girl, not a bad play. Not a bad play. Okay. Detective Chimp is now toothless. Proverbially. Not the Pixar character. This might be the wrong play, but I want to give him aura just to be safe. I'm being a little greedy in that respect. That allows him to get a much stronger board. But while he can take out Batgirl this turn, does he know that? And is that what he wants to do? Cyborg, huh? That into that, maybe. Well, color me impressed. I've never seen anyone play Cyborg. Let's get Jordan skill activated. Summon him. Arrest Cyborg, so he has to play him again if he wants that effect on field. Destroy the bat. And now we pray. That's going to pop the aura. So yeah, the aura play wasn't necessarily worth it. I'm not sure I'd consider that a misplay because no, I knew they would have had Cyborg because Detective Chimp. It's a tough call. Let's put Stargirl and that. Ram into Cyborg. Probably going to do Superboy into that. Into Stargirl. That'll buy me some time. Once that shield's down, I can kill him with Stewart. In any case, it's going to be a bit of an uphill battle from here. All my resources are concentrated into one guy, and if he gets a single card that can arrest him or otherwise KO him, that's going to be game. I'm banking a lot on Hal Jordan. And if you read comics, you know that Hal Jordan is a hot mess. Didn't attack with Superboy. That's interesting. I just need bodies on board right now. He can still trade with Superboy, alright. It might not be the right play, but that's going to be something that I have to make the call over. Ultimately, the resources are a bit of a bottleneck, which means that he can't play everything here. And we're just going to have to bank on that. It looks like he's trying to whittle Jordan down with tear gas. So much for that gambit. Let's throw down Speedy. What do we get? What do we get? Get card draw. I'll pop that. Get Batwing. Can't benefit from the skill with that right now. I'm not sure if this is the right call. It might be better to trade into him. But we'll see. We shall see. And that's game. Let's see. Maybe what we need is a little preemptive board clear. Some value trades. Oh, I like that. That's new. With this hand, I'm not sure if I want to hold on to the ventriloquist, but if I can play him, I might as well. Ambush bug. It's going to trade well. So what we're going to do is we're going to play Amethyst, and we're going to hope he doesn't want to trade. He wants to go for damage. Because once I have a magic in hand, I can play Timothy for an AoE. He wanted to take that out anyway, but it looks like ultimately the play's the same. I should have played Killer Frost there. That way he couldn't attack this turn. Ventriloquist doesn't do anything on board by himself. Okay, if I summon Nurgle here, it's going to pop the Grundy. Gonna use Joker. Bad result. Summon Clayface. Attack into Grundy. It hurts, but it's what needs to be done. It's a good energy blast. None of these are ideal. That'll disallow him from attacking with Flash and Doomsday for this turn. Unless he can back that up, that's not going to matter. But I'm going to lose a unit. Next turn, probably Zatanna. So, 1, 2, 3. Let's just go for damage and hope for the best. So long as I have Xanadu on field, I'm still getting magical spells at a consistent rate. So anything that requires spells is going to be empowered. That's going to be Zatanna down. That's game. I lose. This has really been an hour and a half of me losing. I have not won one of these. I am having the worst luck. Maybe it's not anything I do. Maybe the world's just against me, like it's always been. Who knows? It looks like it's about to crash again. Oh, nope, we're good, we're good. Not the worst hand. Let's see what you do. Don't like to see that. No, not a fan. But we have a pretty strong opener. Okay, if he's got Waller on board, 2 Wallers on board, then this is going to be a value trade for him. So let's hope we can pop her before the Harley goes down. Harley goes down. Can hidden units not be attacked by shoot randomly? I don't think that's the case. If so, that was a misplay on my part, but I'm not sure that's right. Oh dear. I would have traded into the ventriloquist, but I don't disagree with that play necessarily. Ah, that makes sense. They wanted the Tweeds on board. Put Clayface up. And Bloodsport. Attack into Waller. Activate Joker. Regret my life decisions. And see where it goes. Back Killer Frost. Pop. No good. No good at all. Actively bad trade. There's no good option here. All of these are horrible to give him. I think I only have one option. I don't like doing that, but it's what I can do. With any luck, we'll be able to salvage this. King Shark is a shark. That means that Dark Side is going down. Decided to trade with Zod instead. Still have a silver. Opting to draw a card. Okay. Savannah. In this deck? That's a choice. Hmm. I don't think I can come back from this one. Yeah, no. Unless I draw something nuts, I ain't coming back from this. He's got hunters, so he can attack right here, right now. No matter what I put up, that's game. Okay. How am I going to handle this? Well, I'm going to step away for a moment, and we'll figure things out after that. This is the deck that I was testing initially. It's kind of half-baked, but at this point I'm not entirely sure what direction to take things. I'm winning against new decks, I'm winning against old decks. At the moment, I'm just not winning. Don't join the medical fields, kids. They won't respect you and they'll keep trying to get you to go places you can't actually work. This works. This hand works. Oh dear. They are cooking something. Let's see if we can preempt it. That should detooth Timothy Hunter somewhat. So they're going after Harley. Here's what we'll do. Don't let him get his flurry off. Summon Prometheus. Summon a vine. Activate Task Force X. And ignore Amethyst in favor of attacking Zatanna. Because an even trade isn't as good as whatever the hell will happen if they attack Prometheus. This, of course, assuming they don't have a big ol' AoE. That's not great. But, you know, it could be worse. Could be worse. Seven damage on board right now. Let's see if that changes. Not enough to take her out. That's good. They'll probably read into this, but if they can't do anything about it, that's okay. I'm happy with that. They got a good amount of value. Right, that's something. So, in lieu of that, let's just keep on trucking. Can you do anything about what I've got on board? I think so. Yes, you do. You have answers. Pretty good ones. Well, that just about damn near entirely countered what I was trying to do. But you know, omelets, eggs. That's gonna be clay face down. Let's see what we can do here. That is Zatanna down. I'm not sure if he dies here. Let's find out. He doesn't. Neat. I wasn't sure because he's a 1-1, but he gets a buff based off how many of your recruits have died this game. So I wasn't sure if he would die because he was at 0 or if his effect would go off first. And it turns out his effect goes off first. Good to know. I would have summoned that one first, but I get it. You want Constantine's thing to go off. I get it. Let's see here. Now I should get a draw off Harley. That'll do 1 more damage. They'll be down to 2. Can they respond? It might be able to. Depends what's in their hand. Harley definitely can go down this turn. But if they can't take out Ivy, then we're okay. They're banking on a spell. Okay. Take 1 damage. Take 1 damage. And that's game. We did it, guys! We finally won a game! That was a close one, too. Let's see what they do first. Throwing down chimp. Okay. In that case, I think we have to do the fly trap. See if we can get some draws. Isn't this some cool art? Feels out of character for Wonder Woman to be able to get in a point where she'd be headlocked by Croc, but it's cool art. One down, good result. Let's pop that evade. Let's see, what can you do? What's your plan? Well, damn. About time we break that out. Summon Killer Frost so they can't attack with Shazam next turn. Green Arrow can be so satisfying when you get bored like that to just wipe things. It's a wonderful feeling. Sometimes he's just not enough, but when he goes off, he goes off. Is he gonna go for 6 damage? Probably not. Is he valuing the +6 attack? Yes, he is. Okay. Not enough have really died this game to warrant Anton, but we need hands on deck. And this is gonna suck. But we might lose Harley. Flash. That's not good. That's very not good. Can I recover from this? No. So how's everyone's day been going? You been having a good time? Well, I've been trying my best. Not sure how well I'm doing, but I'm trying. Twitch drops are now live, by the way. I don't have them enabled because I don't know how to set that up. But if you are interested in this game, you might want to visit another channel and see about getting those. You can get a Batgirl and a Aquaman if I'm yeah, Batgirl, Aquaman, Harley. Harley's there by default, but it's an alternate art of her. Um, I don't know. If that sounds like something you'd want to look into, then go hop onto a channel that has that enabled and get you some free stuff for the game. I don't really know what I'm doing here. Nothing I ever do really works out all that well. It's just kinda how I operate, I guess. Inadequately. In any case, hope everything's going well for everyone. Things aren't going all that peachy on this end, but that's the nature of the game, ain't it? Sometimes you get your luck, sometimes you don't. That's okay. Let's see what he's got going here. Got friends in high places, so we need to be careful. If we can't close out his Aquaman, I suspect we'll probably be regretting it soon. I don't know for certain what it is he's playing, because there's a couple decent gold options. But that's just it. You got options. It's not a great play playing Supergirl without a shield on board. You don't get the value that way. But oh, that's rough. I guess ultimately that didn't really matter all that much, did it? this here is Kong Keenan, the Superman of China. I kind of wonder why they have him specifically in the game, because there's actually a whole Justice League for China. But it's really just him right now. I guess ultimately he is the one that has the most staying power, because he's the one that's like still active in the comics. I guess I answered my own question, didn't I? It's a big risk leaving Harley open like this, because once he gets to that 10 mark, and he will this turn, he's going to activate his skill and he's going to smack me for 10 somewhere. Oh, don't like seeing that. Smack the narwhal, smack the narwhal. Oh, that would have been nice. What's your goal? I suspect we're going to see a buffed up gold here. Yep. That's game. There we go. Climbed a tier. We're making progress. Got some coins. And you look at that, we actually now have enough coins to get a pack. Let's grab us a pack. Pretty bog standard. Go to the collection. Atomize. Hmm. Still need this Harley. But we're making progress. Haven't gone the shark yet. let's try something a little goofy. Get Harley, get Cyborg. Don't want ventriloquist, don't want Clayface. Might be a bad call, but we'll see. There's a lot of overlap between Suicide Squad and Arkham inmates, so a hybrid deck is not out of the question. Oh, I need a second Parasite. No, we don't want Cyborg here. We want Batgirl. What was I thinking? Three, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, 15, 17. 17. Is that enough? Let's find out. Or let's slap a little bit of cosmetic on here. Why not? Get the girls. Heh, Flashpoint. Because, you know, you need the girls for your Gotham Girls deck. There we are. I'm thinking after this, if my head's in a good place, I might try and draw. Not entirely sure what, but I'm open to suggestions. If he's playing Batman Who Laughs, I suspect he's going for something aggro. But if he's playing Aquaman, that usually means the opposite. So he might be going for a Suicide Squad control situation. But do you really want to do that? I really don't have enough golds to play Brenda, do I? Yeah, I should probably swap her out for something else. Let's throw Boomerang down. That was a mistake. I messed up. No, this deck isn't it. Drop Brenda, drop Paco. We need... What do we need? Bluebird's a solid option. Guards, maybe. Boomerang is anti-synergy with Harley, ironically. No, we don't want Lord Deathman. We need... How many of these guys are... Five, 9, 15. Let's go for Kite Man. Get that first turn advantage potentially. I'm going to need to get some Catwomen. Cat Grants even. Get the whole Daily Planet in there. That would be a funny deck, wouldn't it? Just the Daily Planet stuff. So, when I was choosing between the three, they had Morgan Le Fay, so it'd be a magic one. I forget what the second option was, but I chose the one that I did because Brenda's somewhat ubiquitous in tactics decks that are more endgame oriented. See, the reason why I did that was taking out Detective Chimp means that he can't favorably trade using any of the cards he had on board. Alfred actively loses against either of these. That's not a bad turn, though. I can still trade with the question fairly well. I would not have. Oh, okay. No, yeah, that's fair. That's that's a good play. Don't need the bandage. The tear gas won't matter if he's attacking into Bluebird, but that means that he can't attack into Giganta favorably. And if I summon Croc and he still has Robin on board, then he won't be able to trade favorably into Croc. So depending what he does this turn, we'll adjust our plans and see where things go. Okay, now we can't attack with Harley next turn. Which which is important because I would have taken out the Robin if not for that. He doesn't have the attack buff. Welcome to the Suicide Squad. Welcome to Task Force X should give him an attack buff because he's in the Suicide Squad by default. Well, shit. That kinda throws a wrench in my plans. How to play this, how to play this. Couldn't get any value off of Montoya. So now she's just a basic bronze unit effectively. That's Harley down. Take out the question. Discard with Giganta. Hope for the best. That was Omega Beams. I've got something here, but it's just not clicking. Well, at least we got a daily done. Let's go back to Bat Corpse. This is what depression looks like sometimes, you know? It's a very green hand. There's no right play here, probably. I was hoping to have a blue card in here to supplement the first two turns, but it's not playing out that way. So at least I'm able to make some plays. You know, not being able to is kind of the worst case scenario. Now that's an inversion of expectations. Let's do this. I'll get her out of culling range. And that'll get her into mandatory death range. Stewart didn't catch either of those. Boz did. Not ideal. I have options here, but I'm going to do the simple one. I'm fully expecting Zod to hit Cruz here. It's just the simplest solution. It's the one immediately foreseen. Yep. Yep. She gonna attack Stewart, so nope. Okay. Well, that's right, because you can't defend when Zod does that. So it's a free shot, effectively. Maybe not the best play, but it sure does feel good. Kind of unceremoniously plopped there, didn't it? So here's what we're going to do. Kellogg buffs every lantern. Then he does it again. Stewart trades evenly. And we go for face. That cancels out one of the kilowatts. For lanterns specifically. For everyone else, they're kind of screwed. Let's place Simon. This is the ultimate Simon Vaz. It's hard to escape Ladamas, isn't it? There's just no getting around that card. Everyone plays her when they play Tyranny. This might be a bad play, but it's the play I'm making. In theory, okay, two-face didn't pop off, we're okay. What's the play here? Go attack Batgirl directly. I think that's the play, yeah. And Bloodsport into Jordan. We'll see. I'm not sure what's in his hand to think about. Well, right, I guess he would have died if he... Well, let the record state I have never made a mistake and I am perfect in every way. Still don't know if anyone can actually hear the audio of the game. That's scary. But we can trade into him, okay? The problem is, if he has anything with speed, we have a problem. That's not great. Come on, buddy. You really can't be that hard. Now I have to take that out before I can proceed. That simplifies things. Now Well, the important thing is I'm out of bazooka range right now. That's not ideal. Go on. Play your card. Go on. You can do it. How much is there really to think about? I forgot I gave that to him. He should have played that way earlier. I guess he didn't necessarily have the option. Alright. Depending what he draws, we might have game. And we win. Back to tier 24. This is a really fun game. It can be frustrating, but it's the most fun I've had playing a card game in a while. Yu-Gi-Oh's always going to be something special in my heart, but sometimes you just need something a little different. We can work with this. This isn't a bad opener. It's a good one to get to. Okay. It's gonna start drawing cards like crazy, so we should do the same. Of these three, I see this one the most. I can put damage on board, but I can't kill the fly trap as is, so I'm going to put damage on board. Time to arrest the Superman robot on impersonation charges. Trade Stargirl in. Do some chip damage. Pop the bubble. Ooh. That kills my board. That's pretty damn near ideal. I felt pretty good up until that turn. I'm not going to lie. Jeez, what do I even do here? It's not going to help. I'll pop a bubble. He's having a pretty ideal couple turns here. How am I going to get back from this? Put that back in hand. Summon Stargirl. Heal up. Hope for the best. Not great, not great. There's no coming back from this. Well, we've been at this for a good long while at this point. I think I'm going to call it here. I have had the upward momentum of a Led Zeppelin. We're not getting anything done.